Okay, now we've got this bus in front of us. It's got no signal on, so I'm not sure what he's doing. So that person shouldn't have turned right there. You can see the sign telling you can only go this way. If you want to pass your driving test first time, this is how you should drive. So right now I'm outside Hendon Test Centre. I'm going to show you what to do, how to drive, so that you can pass your test first time. So right now the engine's off and the examiner will tell you when you're ready, drive on towards the left, at which point you're going to get the car started. So I've got my car secured at the moment, handbrake on, and it's in neutral. So I need to get it into first gear, then have a check around because I want to see who's coming from this side. You see there's people potentially coming from that side over there and checking on this side. So I'm going to signal just because I can't really see too much on that side. And I'm coming out with my clutch down because it's downhill right now. I'm using my brake to control my speed. And then once I get to like here, I'm still checking all around. I can start bringing my clutch up smoothly and engage the gear. I'm going really slowly in here. I don't want to go too fast, so I'm keeping it in first gear the whole time and keeping to the left side. And usually here the examiner will tell you to turn right because on the left there's a dead end. But even though it's a dead end, there are cars coming from there potentially. So mirror, mirror, signal right. And this is where lots of people fail because they position themselves too far to the right. So I'm just going to position myself on the left side of this junction. Come to a stop, maybe even open my windows a bit just so I can hear what's going on. If I can hear any traffic coming out slowly. So you notice my clutch control. I heard a car, so I can stop there. Checking both sides. So I heard that car before I saw it, which is why it's really important to have your windows open. You can hear things more than a lot earlier than you can see them. And here we're going to turn right. So mirror, mirror, signal right. And I'm sticking to my side until I turn. So some people go to the right side too early. I'm sticking to my side. Once I'm here, I can make my turn. That person on the left has to wait for me because I have priority. And you can see the signs, they're saying 10 miles per hour. So these are not like official signs, but you don't want to be doing more than 10 miles an hour here anyway because it's quite narrow. There's a lot of things going on, pedestrians walking around. So this bit here, people don't realize they can drive through here, but this is a road. Pedestrians use this a lot as well, so just be really careful here. Looks like somebody's doing some sort of work here, so I'm just going to go slowly. Checking my mirrors. This roundabout, we're going to go right. So mirror, mirror, signal right. Checking the right from early. It's looking good, there's no one there right now. And then nice and slowly. The whole time I've been in gear 1. So once I go past the second exit, I'm going to signal left. Watching out for anybody reversing from this car park here. Cancel my signal. See, somebody's poking out there. I was prepared to stop, but they saw me and then they stopped. So I'm going to turn left at the end. So mirror, mirror, signal left. So this is a bit of a hilly part here. I'm just going to... That bus is very far away, so I don't need to wait for him. But if I had to wait, I could have used my handbrake if I wanted to. But if you're comfortable doing hill starts without handbrake, then do it that way. You don't have to use the handbrake. So approaching a roundabout now, we're going to go straight second exit. So to go straight second exit, you need to be in the left-hand lane at most roundabouts. Unless there's a marking telling you that this lane is only for turning left, you use this lane for going straight. I'm already checking, and I'm also keeping an eye on this pedestrian crossing as well, and it looks like it's clear. That bus is quite far away, so I don't need to worry about him too much. Go into the roundabout, and then signal left as I'll go past the first exit. Checking both mirrors. There's a pedestrian there, so I'm gonna slow down even more and get into first gear. And once I've come off, I can then cancel my signal, keeping an eye on that gap between me and the car in front so I don't get too close. So there's a pedestrian waiting to cross over there. It's not a pedestrian crossing, but because we're going slowly, some drivers will let them cross, which is what happened just now. So you need to be ready for that, because if they stop, then you have to stop as well. We're going to turn right here, so mirror, mirror, signal right. There's a car coming down. He looks a bit aggressive, so I'm going to wait for him because he's coming out really fast. So I make my turn. So whenever you're making a turn in front of people, if you're not sure how fast they're coming towards you, just wait. So that person came out beeping, another person came out aggressively, and then they started accelerating aggressively as well, which is why I waited. Going into this bend, just braking gently, and then back onto the gas. I can't really see much coming around this lorry here, but once I can see a bit more, I can go into third and then accelerate some more. So here the examiner might say pull over on the left in a safe place. I'm going to choose a safe place first, check my mirrors, signal left, and then start braking gently so that the people behind me know what I'm doing. And then I'm going to go into first as I approach this. I could have left it in third, but I want to go into first just so I can do some small little delicate moves like that. If you want to leave it in third, you can, but if you're trying to do a little move just after you stopped or just before you stopped, it's best to go into one. And then once I've done that, handbrake on, neutral, and then come off my pedals slowly and cancel the signal. If you see another mock test that I did, check out the other mock test that I did where the learner forgot to cancel their signal, which is in itself is not a big deal, but then when they moved off again, they left it on, which happens a lot. So if you cancel your signal, you have less chance of forgetting to put it back on, and because he moved off the left signal on, which caused problems for him and he got a serious fault for it. Happens on tests as well, so make sure you cancel your signal, make sure there's no noises coming from the car, that way you know it's secured and you're ready to go again. So here the examiner will probably say let's drive on again when it's safe, so I'm going to put my car into gear, and you can just check this side. I know in my previous video I've told you to check from the left side and go over that way. You can do that as well if you want, but it's much easier and quicker to just check the center mirror, right mirror, signal right, and then keep checking the right mirror as you're coming out. Make sure that it's safe. I've spoken to some examiners and they said it's fine to do it that way, so you don't need to do it all the way around, you just do your center, right, and then right shoulder. So now I'm coming up to this car here. There's a cyclist over there and a car as well, so I'm just going to stop here because there's not much room there. And then before I go, I've already got in first gear, check my right mirror. I don't need to signal here. Check my right mirror and then go around this parked car and give that person in front of me some space before I build up my speed. So I'm just in second at the moment. And we're approaching what looks like a roundabout. I don't think it's a roundabout as such, but checking the right from early. So that person shouldn't have turned right there. You can see the sign telling you can only go this way. If the person wanted to turn right, they should have gone round and turn right. So don't make that same mistake. Here we're going to go left at the end. We're going to check my mirror, center mirror, left mirror, signal left. I'm going to position myself towards the left as well, and I'm going to put into first so I can go really slowly so I can check it out. It's looking good, then I can carry on. Build up my speed into second. I see a pedestrian crossing or zebra crossing ahead. Check my center mirror and my other mirrors as well, just in case I have to stop. But it's looking like it's pretty clear, but I'm going to keep checking until I go past it, because the mistake people make is they won't see anybody near the crossing and they think, oh yeah, it's completely clear, and they forget about it. You need to keep checking because things always change there. Yeah, an examiner might say pull over on the left in a safe place. I'm just going to check my center mirror, left mirror, signal left again. They might say just pull over, leave one car length between you and the car in front, so I'm just going to do that. And you can see there's yellow line on the floor here, so I don't need to worry about that because I can stop here. It's not a double yellow, it's not a red line. So I'm going to stop here and secure the car. They might even say get a bit closer because they want you to do an angled start, which is what we're going to do now. So once your examiner tells you to drive on again, you're going to get the car ready, get into first gear. So I'm so used to looking over my left shoulder, I'm just going to start checking from here, here, and then here. I'll signal right because it looks like it's quite a busy road, but there's no one coming from behind me or ahead of me. Nice and controlled, and then more gas into second. And then at the end here, we're going to be turning left. So I'm already slowing down because there's a traffic jam up here, and I'm approaching it really slowly. The mistake a lot of learners make is they approach traffic too fast. They think they have to get there quickly, but you don't. So I'm going to signal left and position myself in the left lane. There is a lot of traffic coming from the right hand side, so I'm gonna go into first gear and stop. There's a nice gap here after this red car. Check my left and then drive on again. Straight into second. So don't stay in one for too long once you've moved off, especially if the road is clear like this. And then into third. I'll probably gear down again because I can see traffic building up in front of me. If you've already geared up, don't worry about gearing down again. That's what driving a manual car is. You have to gear up sometimes and then gear down again. And here I'm going to go into first. So I know some learners get frustrated because they think, I already geared up, I have to gear down again. That's what manual cars are. You need to gear up and then sometimes gear down again, pretty much straight away. So I can see the light is green, so it looks like the traffic is going to move pretty soon. And this car on the left looks like it's going to come out. So I'm just going to let him come out. I have priority, but he was already coming out anyway, so there's no need for to not let him out. But now he's got lots of space. I'm just going to move him forward a bit so that this guy can come out. Yeah, so he had lots of space, but I don't think he realized the guy next to me was going to turn left, so he moved forward and then that guy can come out. If your foot's getting tired, you can go into neutral, but if you can see that the light is green, it means that the traffic is likely to move very soon. So if you're not comfortable with getting in the car to gear really quickly, leave it in gear, keep your clutch down and be ready to go. So like now the brake lights are turning off, it means we're going to move soon. So I'm just going to check my mirrors, both sides, make sure there's no one going past me at that point there, and then move forward slowly. Clutch down again, because if I bring the clutch up too high, you see the car's going to go too fast and the car in front of me is not moving that quickly. You can see in my rear view mirror there's a moped behind me. Now the light is going to red and we've got this lady waiting to cross here. This is not a pedestrian crossing, so I'm just going to go slowly past her. And the motorbike is really close behind me as well, so I didn't want to stop suddenly. If she had started crossing, then I would wait for her. I'm turning right at this lights here, so mirror, mirror, signal right. Waiting with my clutch down. Because it's red, I'm just going to go into neutral for a second. My handbrake on, just to rest my feet. Shake it out a little bit, just so it's a bit more comfortable. It's going to green, so my car back into gear. Have a look, both mirrors. And I can see here, I'm not sure if there's enough space for me to wait, but there is now that the red car's gone. So I can go behind this car and wait behind him. So he should turn now because there's no more cars coming from that side. Well, there are, but they're very far away. And then that car's coming, but it's far away, so I can make my turn as well. So when you're in that kind of position, don't just follow the car in front of you. Think about when they can go, and then think about where you can go separately. Because when they go, it might not be safe for you to go when it's your turn. There might be vehicles coming towards you now. So it looks quite busy over here, so I'm just going to have my feet ready. My car's rumbling a bit, so I'm going to go into first gear. Just keep it nice and slow. If you want to drive smoothly, don't rush to go to people that are in front of you. That's where learners go wrong. They'll feel like, I'm too far behind, so they'll rush to the car in front, then they have to brake really hard, and then rush again. Don't do it like that. Just basically do your own drive, and don't try to catch up to anybody too quickly. That way, your drive's going to be really smooth. Just like here, I'm not trying to catch up to that blue car here. I'm just thinking about what's going on around where I am. It's a bit busy here, it's a bit narrow. I had a van coming towards me. I'm going into a bend now as well. So I'm just going to ease off the gas. Check my right mirror because I'm going towards the right over there. Make sure there's no one overtaking me. And then straighten up through this gap. It's still quite narrow as well. I'm going to turn left here at the end. So mirror, mirror, signal left. And do I need to go into first? I don't think I do because it's nice and clear over that side. Checking the left side before I turn as well. And then here I'll go into first because it's a width restriction. I need to go super slowly. And I've got my clutch down, braking gently, and then checking both sides. The mistake people make is they'll turn right too soon. Just keep it straight for a bit and then turn right. Because if you turn right too soon, you're going to scratch the back of your car there on the right side. So this roundabout, I'm turning right. I'm checking mainly the right side, there's no one there. I have a quick glance to the left and it's clear, but there shouldn't be anybody coming from the left. If there was, they would have to wait for me anyway. So there could be someone coming from the left, but I have priority. So nice and slowly here. So this is a 20 zone now. This is another thing you should do as well. If you're not sure, or if you're not good at checking speed limits, or you keep missing them, start saying them out loud every time you see them. So like, here's 20, I'm gonna turn left here. So mirror, mirror, and keeping an eye on the light, keeping an eye on my mirror as well, see how close the person is behind me. And then I'm looking for more speed limit signs in here. It says 30, so I'll say out loud 30. You keep playing that game with yourself and or the instructor. Before you know it, you can really easily identify speed limit signs. Give this person enough room to do what he's doing. And then once it's gone, remembering that it's a 30 here, but even though it's a 30, I'm still thinking about, you know, what's happening here. So this person's driving on the line. Now they're not on the line. If they're driving on the line, it means they're going to be really close to my side. So I need to be careful, just like this person. I'm keeping an eye on this side as well, so I don't get too close to the left, but also keeping an eye on these guys. Like this person's driving on the line, so it means it's going to be quite close to me. So we've got a roundabout coming up, and we're going to go straight second exit there. No need to accelerate anymore because I'm approaching the roundabout, and I'm already in second gear, so I'll leave it in second and then start braking gently, checking my mirrors before I do that, and then check the right side from early. It looks like it's nice and clear. Remembering where I'm going straight second exit. If I wasn't sure, I would have asked before, and then now I can signal left as I go past the first exit, checking both mirrors, nice and slowly, braking a bit here because it's downhill, and then cancel my signal. Yeah, keeping down the spacing. Yeah, once it gets a bit wider, I can go a bit faster. Check my mirrors before I go faster, because before you go faster, you want to see if anybody's overtaking you. If no one's overtaking you, then obviously you can go faster. But if someone is overtaking you, you don't want to be going faster then. We've got a roundabout coming up again, and here we're going straight. So I'm braking early, checking this person's signal. It's going straight, it looks like. I'm also checking the right as well. And normally you'll signal, or if you don't signal there, I don't think it'll be a big problem, because it's such a small roundabout that I don't think anyone will be confused about where you're going there. If it was a bigger roundabout like the one before, definitely signal left so he would know that you're coming off on the left. And then here we've got signs telling us that this is a left turn only. So turn left ahead sign over there. And then checking the left from, checking the right from earlier. I saw a sign on the floor saying 20. So I'm remembering that the speed limit around here is 20 miles per hour. Keeping a distance between me and the car in front, checking behind me as well, so I can see exactly what's going on. This person's turning, so I'm just braking a bit, give them more room to turn. And then I'm going to turn left at this roundabout first exit. So I'm going to check now let's go straight second exit. So I'm going to go straight second exit. These guys had to wait for me because it's not a pedestrian crossing there. Checking, can't really see properly because of this buses, so I'm going to first. And once I go past first exit, I'm gonna signal left, checking both mirrors, and I can see there's a zebra crossing on that side as well. So I'm just gonna go approach it nice and slowly, cancelling my signal, check both sides, and it's nice and clear. Looks like we've got another roundabout coming up, and we're going straight first exit because there's no left here. So I'm just gonna check the right from early, check my mirrors as well. And then once I get here, I'm going to signal left so people know I'm coming off this exit here. Checking both mirrors as I come off. And then signal's cancelled. And I'm going to pull over on the left in a safe place. So right now there's all these parked cars here. So I'm not going to pull over here. I'm going to check my center mirror, left mirror. I'll pull over after this car here. And I'll signal left. See a raised curb over there. Check the mirrors again, and I'll park by the raised curb. So I'm not blocking a driveway, I'm just by the raised curb. Handbrake on, neutral, and then relax. We're on a hill right now. We're going to start the independent driving from here. So we're going to go left at the end of the road, and then roundabout right, fourth exit, and then traffic lights turn right. So it's quite a long independent drive section. So left at the end of the road, right, fourth exit at the roundabout, and then traffic lights turn right. Remember, if you're not sure where you're going on this, ask the examiner, but ask in plenty of time. I say this in every video because it will make your life so much easier. Don't stay quiet, not knowing where you're going, okay? Ask them. So we're on a bit of a hill right now, because if I don't do it properly, look, the car's gonna roll back. So what I'll do, I'll get my car into gear, get the biting point first, check my center mirror, right mirror, over my shoulder, signal. There's a motorbike coming, but it's very far away. And this car's coming down as well, but there's plenty of space, so I can move out comfortably. So I'm remembering this left at the end here, and then right fourth exit, and then right at the light. So that's the main things I need to remember. So here we're gonna go left. So just because you're on the independent drive, don't forget to do your signals in time. So check your center mirror, left mirror, and then signal. You want to practice doing independent driving, because if you don't, what I've noticed is a lot of learners forget to signal because they're not used to going their own turns and stuff. So there's quite a lot of traffic coming from the right. I'm just gonna put my handbrake on. There's motorbikers covering my view a little bit. So hopefully once he moves out the way, I can see better. So I can see now the car's quite far away, so I can make my turn. Zebra crossing, looks like it's clear. Don't need to worry about anybody there, then I can increase my speed. Remembering that this is a 30-mile-an-hour road. So into a bend, just bend, and it's downhill as well, so I'm just braking gently. I can see the cars ahead of me braking as well, so I'm just going to slow down more so I don't get too close to them. And I can see there's a car behind me, quite close behind me actually, so I'm going to keep an eye on him so he doesn't cause me any issues. I'm barely touching the gas down here, but the car's going fast enough. And I'm remembering my second instruction, which was right fourth exit at the next roundabout. So I'm going to position myself towards the right, check my center mirror, right mirror, signal right. I'll go into second on the approach so that if it's clear I can keep moving, but it looks like it's quite busy with that red car coming from the right and the Porsche as well. That Volvo is going to block those guys, so then I can make my move. So you want to look for cars that are going to come and block the cars on your right. I'm going to position myself in this lane because I'm going to the fourth exit, and then once I get here I'm going to start checking my mirrors and then signal left, and I'll come off on the right lane. You see I could have, if I switched lanes a bit earlier, I could have come off on the left lane and then I would have carried on, and then I would have to go around this lorry, but now I'm off in the right lane. I can then check my mirrors, signal left, and position myself in the left-hand lane. Don't forget to go back in the left when the left is clear. So I've got a little question for you guys. We're driving in the left lane right now, so what's the right-hand lane for then? What's the right-hand lane for? So this is the 40-mile-an-hour road, as you saw in the thing there, but I'm doing around 30 because everyone else around me is doing that same speed, so I can't really go much faster than this. If I want to overtake this van in front of me, I might do that because it's going kind of slow, but there's a lot of traffic on this side of me. So I'm not going to tailgate him because it's a 40-mile-an-hour road. I'm just going to keep it nice and slow. Once this car's gone past me, I might go around this van. But he's going slowly as well, so I'm just going to signal, let him know that I want to turn or go into that lane. So he's slowing down, then I can go into that lane and I can start speeding up. So it's the second traffic lights turn right, so not these ones. The second traffic lights turn right. You have to remember as well, if you go in the wrong way on your test, it's not a big deal. If you do it safely, it's not a big deal. You just do it, the examiner will redirect you. Just don't do anything dangerous or last minute. So now it's going to 30 miles per hour. We're turning right at these lights, so I'm going to check my center, right mirror, signal right, so everybody around me knows now I'm going to turn right at these lights. Traffic light is red, so I'm just gonna go into one so I can move forward a little bit, and then go into neutral, handbrake on, and then relax. You don't have to do this. I've seen a lot of people in the comments saying, why are you not going into neutral and putting your handbrake on? Don't have to, but if you feel comfortable doing it, like now, I just want to relax a little bit, I can do that. But you don't have to do it. You can keep it in gear. So now I can see the traffic lights are changing. I can get my car ready, check mirrors, and then start moving. I go into second gear. I can see the green filter, which means that those guys over there have a red light, so I don't need to worry about them too much. So I'm just going to check my mirrors first, check both sides, and then make my turn. If there was no green filter, I'd have to be a lot more careful. Okay, now we've got this bus in front of us. It's got no signal on, so I'm not sure what he's doing. I'm not going to be in a rush to go around him. I'm going to check first, but there's a car coming down, so I'm not going to go in their way. So now the bus is signaling left, which means it's not going to move anytime soon. And I can see there's a space now, so I'm going to go, now I'll go around. Yeah. So don't be in a rush to just go around without knowing what's going on, especially if there's oncoming traffic. The oncoming traffic have priority because that's their side of the road. Once I realized that the bus was keeping to the left, and then there was also cars not coming towards me anymore, they were keeping to their side, and they'll give me space, then I can go around the bus. But in the first place, just wait and find out what's going on first. So now we're approaching this, looks like a pedestrian crossing. And you can tell it's a pedestrian crossing because it's got the zigzag lines. I'm going to slow down a bit for this person. And then carry on again. So sometimes people will cut in front of you. Don't take it personal. Just keep moving. Or slow down a bit first and then go and not worry about it too much. Checking both sides. Now the examiner here might say, give you a show me question. When it's safe, could you show me how you would clean the windscreen using the washer and wipers? So this is a nice and simple one to do. So I'm just going to make sure that there's nothing too much going on in front of me. So I can do it now. I'm going to press this button here. And then it will stop itself when it's done. And then that's it. That's the question answered. With this one, with the show me question, don't do it in a crazy place when there's lots of stuff going on. Wait until it's nice and quiet, where you're not having to do too much steering, or you don't have to do like lots of gear changing. Like this road, for instance, there's not much going on, then I can do it there. If you notice as well, I'm constantly checking my mirrors just to see who's around me, who's behind me, how far are they. Yeah, you want to be aware of what's going on behind you and in front of you as well. Braking into this bend so I can approach it safely. And then now we're going to follow signs for burnt oak. And I can see it says right at the traffic light, so I'm just going to check my center mirror, right mirror, signal right. And you notice I already positioned myself towards the right. Some people, they'll go here and then at the last second they try to go to the right. But if you know you're turning right and it's one lane, and then you see the lane kind of branching off and it's getting bigger and bigger, position yourself towards the right if you're going towards the right. And you notice that I stopped in free as well, which is okay, but now I need to make sure that I don't forget that it's in free and go into first or even go into neutral. But I think I'll go into first just to show you what I was talking about earlier. So if you're not comfortable with switching gears and moving off quickly, especially if you're the first car, stay in gear one. I can usually have my brake on as well, and then once it's clear, off the brake, bring the clutch up, add a bit of gas. And here we haven't got a green filter, so we need to wait in the middle for the oncoming traffic. So I'm just going to wait here. So once they stop, I can make my move. You notice those cars and vehicles are turning left there. I need to wait for them as well. So now it's going to amber for those guys. I can start making my move now because no one else should be coming through after this bus. You notice that I gave the bus plenty of space as well to do his thing. Normally you want to turn on the left, but there's a bus stop right there and these buses were there, so it didn't make sense to try and turn on that side there. And then adding more gas, keeping an eye on this light so it doesn't change in front of me. And these lanes are coming together into one, so it doesn't make sense to going into the left. If it's a long road and then the lanes are continuous, then you should be in the left-hand lane if you're not overtaking anybody. But here, they're merging together anyway, so it made no sense to go into the left. But coming up ahead, I'm going to go left at this traffic lights. So I'm going to check my center mirror, left mirror, signal left. I'm going to go after the bus lane, so I didn't see the bus lane times. So if you're not sure what the bus lane times are, don't go into the bus lane. And here, even if you're going straight as well, you'd be in this lane because the floor markings are telling you that the right hand lane is only for turning right. Into second. Make sure there's no one from the front trying to cut in front before me. I have priority there, but some people, they'll try to turn before you, so you need to be aware of that so you can take action if you need to. Yeah, it's 30 miles an hour, so back on the gas again, into third. Check my mirror because I'm going a bit to the right. So whenever, practice moving your head before you turn any direction. Yeah. So before you go to the left, you check your left mirror first. Before you go to the right, check your right mirror first. If you do that, you're going to be a much safer driver, because a lot of people fail and a lot of accidents happen because people don't check the mirrors first before they change direction. So car's pulling out, so I'm just going to ease off the gas a bit. And I'll go into second gear because people are going slowly. And then into first because we're going up a really steep hill now. So I'm moving slowly up this hill. Notice I'm not too close to the car in front as well, because if I go really close to him, it's going to be harder to deal with. And then there, I balance the clutch just so I don't roll back. I'm going straight second exit here. So I'm just going to keep an eye on the right. This car's coming from the right. I've got the learner car coming from the right as well. 20 miles per hour. So this is a very long 20-mile-an-hour road here. Keep an eye on that person, make sure they don't do anything crazy, and they were good. It's so long, this road, that people forget that it's 20 and then they start going a bit faster. But again, lots of reminders on the floor. See there, checking my right mirror before I go to the right because there's a parked car in my way. And then left before I go towards the left. The whole time paying attention to the road ahead and paying attention to my speed and what's going on behind me as well. And when you've got learner drivers in front of you, you remember, even if you're on your test, a lot of them are not as experienced as you are, so give them more room than you would normally and expect them to do unpredictable things as well. So like here, I'm just going to go into first because there's a lot of things happening up there. Checking my center mirror. Keeping an eye on that crossing so I don't block it. And I've got this person walking towards the crossing as well, so we might get there at the same time, or he might not even be trying to cross, but who knows. Either way, I'm going to keep the crossing clear. And then once I've got space beyond the crossing, check my mirrors, and then I can keep moving. Into second now, thinking again about what the speed limit was. A reminder on the floor. We've got a reminder way up there telling us that it's 20 miles per hour. Person pulling over on the left, so this learner might react to them, so I'm just going to go slowly. Yeah. So when things are happening in front of you with other drivers, don't think it doesn't affect you. When people are in the way of that learner, that's going to affect that learner, and then it's going to affect you. So you need to think about that. Checking my right. Giving that learner plenty of space. When they brake, don't ignore that as well. So they're braking for a reason. So we've got a car doing a maneuver in front of the learner again, but they're out of the way now. Then we've got a sign telling us it's 30 miles per hour. This is not the right one. The right one is over there. But I'm not going to do 30 until I go past that sign. I'm still going to be below, or 20 miles an hour and below. Now that it's gone past the 30 mile an hour sign, then I can think about going faster. But you see, the learner is not going that fast in front of me, so I can't go that fast. Yeah. And then a little traffic jam up ahead. Check my mirrors. going into first. Got a pedestrian running into the road, so give them room. At this roundabout, we're going to be turning right. It's a bit hilly here as well. So again, I'm keeping to the right as I approach it. Once I get here, I'm going to check my mirrors, and then I'll signal right so everyone around me knows which way I'm going. Give it a bit of gas to help it up the hill. Give them some space. I think it's learners on their test as well, so I'm going to give them extra space so I don't get in their way or make them nervous. So here we've got cars coming from the right. We've also got a car coming from ahead of us as well who's going to be turning right. They'll have priority once they come through, but they've cut across on the wrong side of the roundabout, so don't need to worry about them anymore. But if you are on this kind of roundabout, watch out for cars coming from ahead of us that are going to be turning in front as well. So this bus coming turning right, that should give this learner enough time to move now, but they're not taking that chance. Okay, they left it quite late. Lucky that car wasn't moving. So here you want to be looking for cars coming from there that are turning. Like this car's turning right, so I can start moving now. And this van can't wait for us because we're both doing the same thing. We're both turning right, so we both have equal priority. But you need to be careful because he might decide to go first. Here, this roundabout, we're going to be turning right. So check my center, check my right mirror, signal right. I'm keeping an eye on the right from early. Got the cyclist there. Got the cars in. Here I'm looking at the cars positioning. A lot of them are sticking towards this side, which means there's a strong chance that they're coming towards this way. Even though this guy's got no signal on, it's coming towards me. But the other guy's now signaling to go the other way. So then I can make my move. Then that car should have waited, but they didn't. Then I let them go. Now I can carry on. So this is 30. I'm remembering the last sign that I saw was 30 miles per hour. So I'm keeping that in mind as I'm driving here. Going past the school, but right now I don't think all the kids are still in school, so I don't need to worry about them too much right now. And then here the examiner might say pull over on the right when it's safe to do so. I'm going to check my center, check my right mirror, signal right. I can see a nice space between this blue car and that Audi over there. I'm going to go into second just to make it easier for me to deal with this. Pull over, check my right mirror one more time, then line the car up and stop right there. So when you get asked to pull over on the right, it's usually to do one thing, which is the right reverse. So they'll ask you when it's safe, reverse back 2 car lengths, keeping reasonably close to the pavement, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get my car ready by going into reverse, and I'm going to look all the way around here just to make sure that there's no one next to me when I start this maneuver. And once that car is gone, I'll check behind me again and start reversing. This is quite a wide road, so I don't need to wait for those cars that are on that side going that way, but any car coming towards me on this side, I'll wait for them. I'm going to keep looking around, reversing back, checking that mirror as well. It's going a bit wide, so I'm going to turn a little bit towards the curb. Checking behind me again, and then once it's like closer, I can start straightening up. Car near me, so I'll stop for them, let them go past. So I'll just stop and wait with my clutch down and my brake on, and checking around, I see a nice gap, so I can start reversing back again. And then when they get closer, I'll stop. I'm getting a bit close to the curb, so I'm going to turn a bit towards the left when I start moving again. Yeah. And then that way it's nice and straight. So the examiner might say, okay, thank you, that's enough. But when you think you've done 2 car lengths, you just stop yourself and then handbrake on, neutral, and then examiner will tell you to drive on again. So because we're starting from the right, I'm going to finish my look in towards the left side because that's what I'm going towards. So I'm going to check all around, signal left. I can see a car coming down. There's 2 cars coming down from behind us, and then there's also cars coming from over there. Now you can see there's a gap on the right between the van or the cars parked on the fence. I'm looking there mainly for anybody coming through there, because once I go past that van I can't see them. I can see it's nice and clear. I'm keeping an eye on the mirror, and there and there and there, so you keep alternating where you're looking, and I'm going straight to the left hand side, so I'm not driving too long on the wrong side of the road and then building up my speed back to 30 miles an hour. That's it. So now you would have done quite a lot on the test, and you're thinking, if I passed, if I failed. Don't think too hard about that. Think about the driving and focus on the driving until you finish. Yeah, because people get too relaxed here and then they end up failing at the last minute. So the road's a bit bumpy. So I get asked a lot about potholes. If you see a pothole at the last second, don't try to like swerve around it, just drive over it. If you see it really early and you can go around it safely and you check your mirrors, and then do it that way. But don't try to do any last minute like sudden turns just to avoid a pothole. Just drive over it, and it's a lot safer that way. You see a sign on the floor saying slow. So when you see that kind of sign, just read it as it's saying be careful rather than slow. Because people try to slow down too much, but you don't need to slow down loads. It just means be careful, something's coming up. Okay, so we've got this lady crossing. Make sure that she's out of the way fully. And then we're going to turn left into the side road here. I'm going to check my center and then signal left. We've got these people walking towards the crossing, but I think I'll get there before they do. So then I can just make my turn. If they were there earlier, I would have waited for them, but they weren't there when I got there. I'll go into first gear around here now, because as you can see there's lots going on. I want to keep the speed nice and slow. Going left at this roundabout, so mirror, mirror, signal left. Nice and slowly. Checking the right side to go around this van because it's poking out quite a bit. And then I want to go back to the left, but there's pedestrians walking there, so I'm not going to drive into them. I'm just going to stay here for a bit. Once they've gone past, then I can go a bit more left. So I'll give this person more room. And then here, check my right mirror again, go back towards the right so I can go into the center of this little road section here. We've got a sign there telling us that we have to give priority to anybody coming through here. But that car was really far away. He only came in as I made the turn. He only turned into this road after I was already in the section there, so I didn't need to worry about him too much. Yeah, notice I'm checking my mirror every time I'm turning. Get used to doing that. Yeah. If you practice it all the time, it gets really easy. It becomes second nature. You only have to think about it. You won't even have to think about it. Here we're going to turn left. So mirror, mirror. Got this guy driving on the wrong side. So you're going to encounter a lot of people doing wrong things when you're driving, but don't get too angry. If you get angry, you're going to be getting angry all the time, every day. So you need to learn to just kind of like forget about it, because otherwise you'd be really upset all the time. So mirror, mirror, turning left here, being really careful not to bump into this curb here, because it sticks out quite a lot. And normally they'll get you to park here when you're finished, but we're going to go straight past them so that we're not in the way. Watching out for any pedestrians. And then normally they'll get you to park up, and then once you're done, they'll give you a result.